Over the past couple of weeks, I've recently started playing Grand Theft Auto 4 again. Now, this is a game that I overlooked, and I'll admit that. Because the Definitive Edition just launched, it got me on this kick of thinking, gee, did I skip over a Grand Theft Auto that I didn't even know was that good? Because Grand Theft Auto 5 largely eclipsed everything, or so it seems. You can do everything you want in Grand Theft Auto 5. You can modify vehicles, fly any type of airplane under the sun, change all of these different types of clothes. You can have alien weaponry even. But with Grand Theft Auto 4, there were just so many comments I was reading about how it's a masterpiece. How are people forgetting about this game? Please, Grove Street Games, don't remaster it, because we like it just the way it is. And what I've found is that it's not just the physics. It's not just the fact that when you drive a car, despite sometimes the vehicle being way too cumbersome sliding all over the road, when you hit somebody with the car, when you drive or have a type of accident, it feels like you actually had a car accident. The mechanics actually with firefights, they're slightly less refined than in Grand Theft Auto 5, but they do seem more realistic. They do seem more immersive. I like the fact that when I'm armed with a shotgun or a submachine gun, and I have to embark on some type of mission to clear out a safe house, I feel as though I can do damage. With the newer game, it doesn't feel like that at all. It's kind of funny how you can cycle through an entire weapon wheel, whether it be an SMG, a SAW gun, or whatever it is, and they all seem useless because of how overpowered virtually everything in the game is. You're sort of just a blip on a radar, waiting to be erased by whatever Hellfire missile is going to come your way. The other thing too is the climate. You see so many graphics mods that are trying as hard as they can to make Grand Theft Auto 5 look real. And the way they do this is not by adding any type of atmospheric effects, or some of them do, but many aim for this type of clarity. They try as hard as they can to make everything look crisp. There's no such thing as fog. The reflections are perfect. The cars look like they're made out of chrome because of how shiny they are. And Grand Theft Auto 4 Liberty City is just the total opposite of that. I live on the East Coast, and not in a warm place on the East Coast, a place where we get pretty damn hammered with winter, the cold, autumn, and fall. And something you'll notice in real life is that when these seasons come around, it looks as though your life has, I'm talking about in the real world, in real time, a filter over it. The sky is gray almost every single day. It looks as though you are walking around with an Instagram filter on. And Liberty City has that exact same type of experience. It has that gray, depressing look to it. It's like, God, it's getting dark already? I can't believe it's only 4:30 and the sun is already setting. It feels rough. It feels kind of, I don't know what the word is, grimy. Not in a derogatory way, of course, but it feels like a place where a Grand Theft Auto character would truly originate from. There's so much authenticity in this game. That's the word that really describes it, is authenticity. The pedestrians look pissed off, but they don't seem as cartoonish. They don't seem like caricatures like you see in Los Santos, where every one of them has some ridiculous line. I get that in Los Angeles, in the real world, that's the whole point, is that they're trying to fake it till they make it. Everybody wants to be an athlete. Everybody wants to be a celebrity or a superstar. But most people, I don't think at least, playing the game can look at that and say, wow, this really does feel like a a real taste of what Los Angeles or Beverly Hills is like. Whereas when you're playing Grand Theft Auto 4, you really get into that rugged New Yorker feel. You really get into the feel of, I like how tough this is. I like how uncomfortable it feels. I love the fact that walking down the street, although it's sunny out, it still seems overwhelmingly depressing, and you're still blanketed in this type of gray environment. As you can see earlier in the video, and probably I'll repeat clips, I added in the World Trade Centers. And the reason why I did that is because I was staring at the skyline of the game. And I kept looking at it and I thought, it is so beautiful. It is so realistic. It feels so lifelike. But the skyline still seems a little dull. The Empire State Building, I believe in this game it's called the Rotterdam Tower, it's underwhelming. You always think of the Empire State Building as something that jumps out at you, and in fact, you go, oh, that's it? I wasn't sure. So I had to add the trade centers back in. I don't think it's disrespectful. I don't think it's meant to be heartless or crass, rather a testament to how beautiful those buildings once used to be. Regardless, I don't have any bullet points. I don't have any type of real presentation. Sort of just a stream of consciousness going on. But I wanted to show people how much this game how well it's aged, how good it looks now. It's always such a surprising thing when you see YouTube videos saying, does it hold up today? And I understand that the jump from San Andreas to Grand Theft Auto 4 was enormous, but from Grand Theft Auto 4 to Grand Theft Auto 5, I don't think the jump was that big at all. I think with a couple of well thought out graphics mods, maybe to in some way sharpen the image but retain the environment, you could have a lot of people thinking that this is something that came out much sooner. Hopefully, the next installment of Grand Theft Auto will be as large of a jump from San Andreas to 4 as, 5 will be to whatever comes out next. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this video. Just talking about a game that you should really try if you hadn't played in a while. I'll see you.